Hey there, welcome back to Tall, Dark, and Moderately Handsome. It is me, your host, Alex, back for a 12th episode. Kind of funny that my birthday is the 12th. But let's get into our usual stuff, starting with work, past week. So as well as Doordash, I was doing Walmart Spark a lot. And surprisingly, one of the offers I got was from my Walmart. It was so nice to finally come to the store I know very well, a smaller store. And that was a delight, and it was only a few miles to deliver to the customer. But then I did work 4th of July weekend, and it, of course, was busy. I did mostly work at this supercenter that I don't know the store that well, and it's just stuff is all over the place. And of course, it was a madhouse. Things were selling out. I think one customer wanted organic bananas, all gone. And I couldn't substitute regular ones. The customer had to put in an order for regular bananas and add it in order for me to scan them. Insanity. But Spark did have some good incentives on the 3rd and the 4th. Certain qualifying offers got you an extra bonus of like $6 or $7. Not bad, not bad. The whole thing is learning how to play the game. I'm learning it very well. It does require turning down a lot of offers. And some look good, but some aren't. Obviously, I'm not taking a $3 offer to travel 11 miles. Big no-no. Do not do that. Even an $18 offer for 15 miles, not really worth it. You got to think. The danger you run into if you go that far out is you're far away from where you started and you have to drive all the way back. So you have to think in those terms. Is it worth your time? Maybe in certain aspects, if you go 15 miles out and you're near another Walmart, or an area that's bustling with restaurants, okay, maybe. What stinks so much about the Walmart Spark app is sometimes there's offers that pop up and they're gone like that. I think I saw one that was like $13 per mile, and I was ready to hit accept, and it was gone. Like, how does that happen? Well, one day the patience paid off, and there was one that was like $26 for 3 miles. I just had to keep refusing other ones, and same with Doordash. Those $5, even the $2. I'm not doing that anymore. $2 offers. No, I'm not doing that anymore. I did that my very first day just so I could figure out how it worked. And it was $2 for 2 miles, but most of them have been like $2 for 5 miles. And it's like, no, not worth it. So I have to refuse a few, but then other ones came in. And on average, I was making like $6 to travel 2 miles or less. Maybe more money. I think I had a $13 one that was 5 miles. That was good. And even better was 3rd of July. With all the work I did between the two apps, I made over $100 that day. Finally, that was my goal. And I finally got paid from both apps. Yay. It was nice to see money coming to my account that wasn't from unemployment. Very happy for that. Feels good. Also, I got approved for Deliver That. It's a catering app. And it's a process to go through that. You have to apply for it like a regular job. You go to their site and there's an application. You apply it to deliver in your area. Weird. But I got approved. And first, though, I had to get 2 insulated bags. They were big ones. They have to really be huge mega bags, and you have to take pictures of them and upload them to deliver that before you could get approved. Weird. And I ordered a wagon. I've seen a lot of YouTubers say you should have a wagon when you do the catering. Makes it easier to transport stuff. And besides, those are all write-offs. Yes, remember that. All right, now to the challenges and the pain points. I wanted to stack some more apps And I was hoping to do Uber Eats because not everybody does DoorDash. Well, I applied and almost got approved. But unfortunately, my car is too old, according to them. Really? It's a 2006. Yeah, it's 20 years old, but who cares? I mean, it works. That was a little disappointing. Was hoping to have another option to add to my arsenal. Oh well. And I had some family issues. It was sucky. Had to yell, which I don't like doing. But I think it was the only way to get through to who I was talking to. I'm not naming names. But it's just... the conversation ended a little better after I blew my cork, but I wish it didn't have to come to that. I don't understand why it has to be so complex. Sometimes the relationship's really going good, and then other times it's not. And I don't see why it has to be so complicated. But it is. We'll see. Hopefully it will get better, at least after I, like I said, let it all out. Things seem to settle down. I just don't understand why I have to get to that point. I hate getting to that point. I'm not a confrontational person. That's because I'm tall, dark, and moderately handsome. And I just don't dig it. I don't see the need to get to that point. Yeah, I read a lot of self-help books and know a lot of the ways I should be acting. And I'd prefer to have a cool, calm debate, discussion, but even I have my limits. And it just shouldn't come to that, but sometimes it does. Thankfully, those moments are few and far between. All right, let's move along to the creativity inspiration section. Drawing a lot more of my character designs, forward and profile shots, maybe an action shot, just to get a feel of what this character looks like, and back too. I do the back side, see how their costume fits, see where, and even playing with designs, because there's some character designs that I drew when I was 14 that are like, a little cheesy. So just kind of updating them, remastering them, making them look a little better. So it's pretty cool. I did my second plasma donation, and it did pay $125. And it seemed to go a little faster. I used my right arm. The blood and plasma seemed to flow better there. But I think that's it. They were wanting me to come in this week. I think I would have gotten $60 per visit, but I just don't want to do it anymore. I'm listening to my body, and my body's telling me not to. You know, I never felt weak, but I just didn't feel completely right. So I'm glad I did it, and hopefully my plasma will help somebody. Moving right along, listen to more of my West Coast Avengers audio adventures that I recorded. And I'm up to issue 16. In that mix was an Avengers and West Coast Avengers annual crossover. I got to do a lot of crazy character voices because they fight the Zodiac Cartel. So I even got to do a Christopher Walken voice and a Christian Bale Batman voice. Lots of fun to put it together, a lot of work, but I love doing that stuff. And I love recording my Maximum Tunage shows, and I just recorded my birthday show. Have to listen to it as always. Got to make sure I'm not saying anything that seems off, or I'm missing something. I leave something out. And just want to hear the volume levels of all the tracks. So it'll be ready on my birthday, which you will listen to, right? I hope you enjoy it. And I've continued with the Access training, learning a lot about Excel. It does melt the brain a bit. So much stuff to intake, formulas and sums and counts and as if and maximums and minimums. Like, woo boy. I mean, once you learn how things work, it does help, but then we dive in deeper to something else, like, oh boy. But the teacher says a lot of this stuff you'll use in the real world if you get hired by someone who uses Excel, so gotta learn it. And another very inspiring thing I just finished watching was Chris and Martina, the final set. Follows Chris Evert and Martina Navratilova, two of the most famous tennis players, and their little rivalry. But it was really touching to see that obviously they can be so competitive against one another, but off the court they remain good friends. There was a period where they weren't even really talking to each other, but then as time went on and they became more mature and they grew and they saw each other as good friends. They respected each other's skills. I think Chris Evert even went to the Czech Republic to visit Martina's family, and that was a really great trip for her. Just to think, Martina wanted to bring her along to see where she lived. And they even went through cancer together. That was where the documentary's main focus was, seeing them in their late 60s, early 70s dealing with that. And both of them beating it. So cool. And they're still friends to this day. It's so nice. And it just shows you that, you could be bitter rivals on the court, but off the court, you could still be friends. You could respect each other. And, as you age, especially with them dealing with cancer, they learn to trim the fat of what doesn't matter and focus on what does, because your mortality is being tested. You could die. How much more time do you have left? And how much more time do you want to dedicate to what truly matters? How much of your energy do you want to pour into meaningless stuff? Really puts things into perspective. So I'm glad I got to see that. It was very inspiring. I recommend you check it out. So yeah, that's about it. Not much else to report. But yes, I said my birthday is coming July 12th. So the next time I do this, I'll be 1 year older. So as a present, like and subscribe. I'd much appreciate it. And while you're at it, buy some of my kids' books. That'll make me feel warm and fuzzy inside. And some of my shirts too. Why not? You can wish me a happy birthday too. That's fine with me. That's one of my favorite things when I get all those birthday wishes on Facebook. That's one of the best things about Facebook. I love getting those. It's like, oh, who's wishing me a happy birthday? Oh, that's so sweet. But not getting ahead of myself. My birthday's in a few days, so I'm still this age and I'm going to do what I have to do to get through things, right? That's what this is all about. Being tall, dark, and moderately handsome. You got to go through things. You got to find a way and see what you can accomplish and what we can accomplish together, right? I always do that. So let's help each other, grow from there, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for listening to Tall, Dark, and Moderately Handsome with moi. Until then, hasta la pasta.